They're him, our guest this morning, Keao Costa, with the song that he wrote. The first one we're playing off of the CD, Rose Ho'onipo, here on Kapa, where it's time for another edition of the Kapa Cafe, courtesy of our friends at Kona Grill House. Don't forget, they do catering, and they start breakfast now, 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Go check them out, Keale Kua.
Joining us at the Kapa Cafe today is Mr. Keao Costa from the island of Oahu. Aloha kakahiaka.
Aloha kakayaka. How are you guys doing?
We are awesome. Mahalo.
You know, Keao, I heard that this from Mark that this solo CD was going to be coming out. I didn't anticipate that it was going to be this year.
Yeah, this year. We're so excited to have it out.
You did. Now, that means you did two projects this year. You did your project with Palapalai, and then you did your solo project at the same time.
Yes, I did.
How has it been? How has it been on this new journey? I mean, first of all, with this solo CD.
Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time since my first one was released in 1997 with Mountain Apple Company that it feels like it's a whole new ball game. You know what I mean? Because everything has changed in the music industry, and you got to be really on your toes with all these youngins.
The youngins. You got to watch the millennials.
Are they calling you uncle already? Are you being called uncle?
Oh my God, that hurts me so much,
No, we just got to see you. As a matter of fact, you guys were doing your Back to the Patch tour. How did you record a solo CD amongst releasing not Palapalai and doing the tours you guys were doing?
Well, let's just say that my solo CD was being worked on for quite a while. I'd say maybe for like a year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so it's easy.
Yeah, Slogan Progress on Palapalai was back in the studio. So it was okay for me. It wasn't that difficult.
So let's take it back a little bit, Keao. When did you first start playing music? Like, was that something that was happening in your home? When did that first start for you and you found out you could sing?
Actually, I started playing music when I was in intermediate school in church. Yeah, I went to an all Catholic school, and I continued going to an all Catholic school till my high school years. So I was pretty musical in the ministry and stuff like that. So
oh wow.
I didn't know you went to a Catholic school.
Right, I went to Catholic school too. I was traumatized by going there.
Yeah, let me tell you, Dad. Oh, we gotta talk, Dad.
Right. I remember I got lickings from nuns back then.
Oh well, I don't know how early you were.
Yeah, I'm a little older, bro.
So then after school is done, now you've been how did the professional side of playing music start for you?
Actually, it was kind of neat how I got into the professional side. I got hooked up with the Singh family. Puka, Adam, Kaipo, in Honolulu, and they live really close to my house, and they actually were doing renovations on their house when they came to stay with us for a little while, and I didn't know that they played music, and as soon as I heard Puka singing, and I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Wow. So how old were you at the time?
I was 18.
Wow.
How did you pick up upright bass? Most people I know, that wasn't like their instrument of choice, because nobody goes, "Oh, I'm gonna pick up one big upright bass when I'm a kid." Is that your first instrument?
You're totally right, Jazz. You're totally right. Because when I started playing music, I played ukulele. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, one day at this gig, me, Uncle Kaipo, and Puka go all the way down to Nanakuli, and I'm sitting in the back of the car with all these instruments, right? The bass, the guitar, and get two ukuleles. So I'm like, okay, so get three of us and get four instruments. Okay, how are we gonna do this? So we're heading down that way, and then as soon as you get out of the car, Puka goes, "Okay, you playing upright bass to them." And I'm like, "Oh, what? Wait, what?" I've never touched one in my life. I never knew the string names. I never knew where all the positions were. I was on my own, really. Like,
wow.
Yeah, but after that, it was a romanticized life. I mean, I fell in love with the bass.
Yeah. Now, you also, outside of that, you've also been very, very busy with other groups traveling as Keao Costa with different configurations. How did that start for you? How did that start?
I don't know. I mean, when you're an upright bass player in Hawaiian music in Honolulu, you become
go to work,
a commodity.
Yeah.
You become a commodity. So people are always asking you if you can jump in with a combo. So we had to learn this like specific way of singing parts so that we can all sing parts together. So it's a pretty neat life.
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever think that this was going to be your profession? Like when you grew up, like when you say when you're a kid, when I grew up, I'm going to be a blah blah blah.
Nah, I always told my mom that I was going to be an engineer. So she was like, "Oh yeah, my brother be doing, he can do good in school." And I was like, "Oh, mom, I'm gonna play music."
Change plans.
Now, Keao, when was the inception of Palapalai? Was that 91?
I have no idea. Back in the
Oh my goodness, you just asked me that question.
Well, I know it was way back then, but now
some kind of a blur,
it's in black and white, that imagery.
Yeah, it totally is. It's more like sepia, bro.
Well, okay, we won't go into all of that, but let's go into when did you guys finally decide to reunite?
Oh, that's easy. I guess can say like this past November, just not even a year yet.
Oh, wow.
We've been together. Yeah.
Now you know what was really cool.
we've been playing like some gigs when we go to Hawaii Kala, the hula competition.
Yeah.
We always get together on that Saturday night that Friday night that everybody kind of kicking back, for Tahitian night. Yeah, so that's been going on maybe about 2-3 years, I think.
Well, there was a video that Napua Greg Nakasone filmed when you guys were there, and everybody, I remember being at home and watching the feed, and I was like, oh my gosh, and everybody on the feed, I don't know if you ever saw that, was all excited to hear you guys and encouraging.
It's like the Beatles when reunite, bro.
Shut up, yeah.
So Keao, now that you have this solo release, what is up for Keao for the rest of the year?
Oh, trying to get myself busy. Trying to make myself as busy as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And really pushing the CD for sure.
Yeah, because I wanna continue making music. Yeah, so the only way to do that is to work and to get people fall in love with my music again, and just have the motivation to go back into the studio. It's a big monster, man, going back into the studio.
I bet.
Yeah.
Now you chose Mele, this release that we're looking at. It says Aloha Oahu. How did you come about with the name of the CD and I guess the theme for this year?
Yeah. Well, I was kind of disappointed that a lot of musicians around town weren't they were from Oahu, but they were singing mele from other islands, or they're writing songs that weren't Kakuhi Heva themed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt in my heart that I needed to show everybody how beautiful Kakuhi Heva was again.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
But that's true though, especially because you come from that moku.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Now, out of the mele, when you guys went into the studio, who created? Like, how did you guys come up with the dynamics of the arrangements?
Oh, me, Kamako, and Kihei, and Dave are like, those guys are
dream team, man.
When it comes to music. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, how do we like lay all this stuff down simply, but doing it with, some freshness.
Yeah.
So Kamako and I and Dave really it took some time to get it to the place that it is right now.
Speaking of which, whenever you do, this is just a musician question. Whenever you do a traditional, maybe something that has been released 10 times over already,
Right.
As a musician, what do you do to recreate that song or bring in a new light?
That's a really hard question.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
because it's you don't want to dishonor the composer's
Right.
the composer's air of the
Right,
song or
right.
like the melody of the song, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to work around that. I mean, it's a difficult thing. That's a really hard question. I mean, you can hear it in my music. I mean, I'll sing it in a different way to make it a little more unique.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well,
I want to
Keao,
make it sound like me.
right, for sure, because you definitely have your own Keao-ness, if I may. Keao,
Thank you, Taya.
how can people follow you? How can our Kapa listeners worldwide follow you and get some of your music?
Okay, well, for right now, you can follow me on Instagram at only one Keao on
Yep.
Instagram.
Okay.
And you guys can ask me, and I can probably send it to you if you order it or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
Or my Facebook is just Keao Costa.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
And through that, we can get to your music.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's going to be some changes in my websites and stuff like that soon. Just so that I have like a music page, I guess.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
I'll list it on top of my Facebook or my Instagram.
Awesome. Oh, Keao, thank you so much for joining us today at the Kapa Cafe. We wish you only the best with this new
mahalo,
project.
friend.
Thank you, Kapa Cafe.
Aloha.
Thanks, guys. Aloha.
E koa he no homai o I ke alapali ki kaha hi o I kau I ke E koa he no homai o I ke alapali ki kaha hi o I kau I ke Laila kauia e ki ai e hoi mai me kahi apa ai tarutu I kai e hai laila kauia e ki ai e hoi mai me kahi apa ai tarutu Ko hulu e hanno valei tahili e nani mahalo ia e talehu lehu Ko hulu e hanno valei tahili e nani mahalo ia e talehu lehu Iluna e o kapali e kaunai ko punana e ilaila How Maupunua aloha Iluna e o kapali e kaumai Tōpunana e ilaila Tō Maupunua aloha Haina e ka inoa ku'umanu koua e Ki kaha hi oi ka uike Haina e ka inoa ku'umanu koua ki kaha